Here admitting they know how to reach George Zimmerman. He's the neighborhood crime watch captain who, in this very spot, shot dead Trayvon Martin. Now, Zimmerman's become something of a ghost, shutting down his social media and his phones, anything to avoid scrutiny. But now, thousands of teenagers across the country clamoring for his arrest and for justice.
No justice! No peace!
From coast to coast, thousands of high school students streaming out of schools today, wearing hoodies, now the symbol of the Trayvon Martin tragedy. The shooting of one unarmed black teen morphing into a debate about race and justice in America.
It hurt me to my heart that it could happen to anyone's child, and it could very well have been mine.
In South Florida, 25 schools emptied out, students forming Martin's initials on the football field. In New Jersey, teachers handed out iced tea and Skittles, which Martin was carrying when he was shot.
But I know change is gonna come.
On the steps of the Capitol in Washington, congressional staffers, and online, pictures, faces, black, white, young, old, all of them wearing hoodies in a massive show of support. But on television, a Fox News host claiming it was the sweatshirt that made Trayvon a target.
I think the hoodie is as much responsible for Trayvon Martin's death as George Zimmerman was.
The comments provoked a firestorm, and Rivera later tweeted, "My own son just wrote to say he's ashamed of my position." Meanwhile, still no sign of George Zimmerman, but today Sanford officials revealed they do know how to contact him.
We can get in touch with him, but we are not providing him any security that I'm aware of.
Yesterday, the town's police chief resigned as the Florida governor launched a high-level probe into Trayvon's death and its troubled investigation. And there is growing concern, Diane, among public officials that failure to properly investigate this crime scene in the early hours after the shooting might hinder the case against George Zimmerman. Diane.
All right, Matt, thank you. And as we mentioned, the president spoke in unusually personal terms. The White House said he had been expecting a question, had thought a long time about his answer, an answer that evokes a conversation a lot of African-American parents have with their sons. ABC's Pierre Thomas tells us about private warnings some parents give about unspoken rules.
Just about everybody in the black community is talking about Trayvon Martin.
That could be any of us, you know, any of our children, our brothers.
I don't want to be like Trayvon Martin's mom, burying my child.
Today, suburban moms Racine Tucker Hamilton and LaGreta Dennis are giving their sons specific instructions for survival. The uncomfortable conversations, necessary for generations, still taking place.
Once they started looking like men, which is about 14 or 15, even though they're children, I basically told them, now you're perceived as a black man in society.
Even a trip to the store is not routine.
I tell them, always, you have to keep your hands out of your pocket because people will perceive that as threatening, or they may think that you've stolen something.
If you walk in a building and you have your hood on from being outside, take that hood off. If you go in the store and you buy something, always put your item, even if it's a pack of gum, get it in a bag and get your receipt.
The moms also say don't stand too close to people, particularly women. And when stopped by police,
don't reach for anything, roll down the window, be respectful, ask the officer if you could please call your parents. And I want to be on the phone to hear the conversation.
Their sons, honor roll students, still feel the pressure.
But sometimes when I'm riding the metro, like I'll walk right by somebody and they'll kind of like tighten up.
It is frustrating. It kind of gets me kind of angry.
It's painful. It's just painful to think that you have to think 2 steps ahead just because of the color of your skin.
It is painful, but unfortunately, it's a reality for us. At the end of the day, I want my sons to come home alive.
Diane, what struck me is that these women are having these conversations with their sons every day.
Pierre Thomas giving us a window onto those private conversations. Thank you so much.